What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Nice Talk. My name is Chris, and today I have Mike Rodriguez as a guest. And today we're just going to talk about, of course, the elephant in the room of the fight that just happened, past fights, future fights, and then just more about him. You know, if you guys don't know, he is a streamer too. So he does a lot of different jobs. But instead of me doing this whole big old intro and stuff, I just want to get straight to the conversation with Mr. Mike. Mike, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Just chilling.
Good, man. So we were just talking about, the whole the whole fight and stuff like that. But quickly, let's get into the streaming side of you real quick. So when you stream, man, what got you into it? Was it because kids, or because you've always loved games, or you I have no idea. Like what kind of got you into it?
So I always play. I always was a gamer. Always
Yeah.
huge like geek. I played all sorts of games. Games from video games to card games to like D&D board games. I just always like games. I like strategy and everything, and the competitiveness. So when I found out that people watch you play games, I'm like, oh, this is awesome. So I started into streaming, but at first I wasn't really too crazy about it until I would say quarantine. Yeah, at the beginning of the pandemic, I was going crazy because I'm like, okay, I can't train, I can't fight. So what's the deal? This is like before Dana announced I was gonna have fights again. So I'm like, what to do? And so I got into streaming. I'm like, why not? Let's give it a try, see what happens. And sure enough, it's been pretty good. I didn't stream throughout my two training camps, or about my one training camp with Precino 3 weeks ago, because I was just so focused on training and fighting. So I didn't stream. But I'm getting back into it. Now I got some time off now. Yeah.
Have you played the UFC 4 game yet?
No, I'm actually terrible at fighting games, believe it.
Really?
I'm like
Me too.
trashed here at fighting games.
You want to know how I play games?
Right?
I literally hit punch, and then I'll go down and kick. But I'm hitting him so fast, and I just do this. And my girlfriend, she'll like look at me, and she'll be like, "Why do you play like that?" Because I wish I had a controller on me right now, but I'm literally holding because I play with the Xbox, right?
Yeah.
I'll hit X and Y like this, and people are like, "Why are you playing?" It's like I'm typing. I'm like, yeah, I'm typing like that. There we go. I'm typing on it, and then because normally you don't do that. It's combos. You know, you'll hold L and then this, and then you do this, and it's just like, I don't know. I mean, I'm just weird with games like that, but I love it. I mean, I'll create my own fighter and stuff like that because the inner me wants to knock someone out, and then but I'm pretty good at those games. But then when I get like my ass kicked, I'll just go to like Madden, and then when I get my ass kicked in Madden, I'll just like play my girlfriend or someone who sucks at it.
Sports games and fighting games, I am in racing games. Those three types of games, I'm terrible at.
Oh man.
Terrible. And it's so crazy. Those are the first three games that, like, when you hanging out with your boys,
right?
First games they want to put in. You're like, damn.
Well, you're like, this is the stuff.
I'm like, I'll be last.
That's play Super Mario on the Switch or what? You got a Switch?
I do got a Switch.
Oh, nice.
We usually get together and play Smash. Like, we're all together.
Oh, I love that game, dude.
Yeah, we'll play Smash. Smash, I'm good at Smash, but like if you like Street Fighter, nope. Tekken, nope.
I'm telling you, the random button method, it always works 50% of the time. 50% of the time. But I guess let's just get to what people probably want to listen to if they're listening to this right now or watching. Depends on where I put it up. I might put it up on YouTube or Spotify or whatever works, But, before the Contender Series, because I kind of want to make this like a step-by-step. I don't want to just get straight to the drama because everyone knows what happened, but let's just get before that. So before the Contender Series, how'd you get into fighting? What was the motivation, or what was the thing that clicked in your head that was like, oh, I'm good at this, or I want to do this? Kind of like a little quick story on that led you to the Contender Series.
So it all started my sophomore, junior year of high school. I was walking in a hallway, I was walking in the cafeteria, and where I always sat on the right side of the caf, and one of my best friends, Reese, always sat at the first table on the left side. So I was always going to go over to go hang out with Reese, go play some Yu-Gi-Oh or whatever with him. And so I went over there to walk over there. And while I walked over there, I crossed paths with this other kid. And my arms are wicked long. I got a 83 and a half long wingspan. So like I walked into him, boop, we both hit shoulders, and I kind of like hit him in the balls, I guess. And he was like, "What the hell, man? I'm tired of you and your fucking friends," and blah blah blah. And he tried to hit me up. And mind you, this guy's like 5'10" on a good day. And he tried to hit me up. And me, I just always was like, I ain't taking that shit from him. So I took a strawberry milk, smashed it on his face, and then hit with my left hand, knocked him out in the cafeteria. Everybody went crazy about it. And a teacher grabbed me up. Teacher Alex Costa. He snatched me up and he was like, "That was crazy." And he was and I was like, "Oh, okay." He was like, "You got some power in your hands and you look like you knew what you was doing. You ever heard of MMA before?" And he's like, you ever wanted to train before?" I'm like, "Train what?" And he was like, "All right, you're gonna be suspended, but here, take these DVDs." And he gave me all these Pride DVDs. And I'm like, "The hell is Pride?" I kept seeing Pride FC on there. What are these? So he gives them to me, and he's like, "Go ahead, give them a try. Tell me what you think about them." So I get home. I was suspended from school. My mom hears about it. My mom's reading me a new one. I'm like, whatever, I'll take it. And then I pop in one of these DVDs in my PS2 or PS3 at the time, whatever I had. And then all of a sudden it came on, and I was like, "Oh, what is this?" And I just fell in love with it. The first fight I ever watched was Shogun versus Little Nog.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was a Pride Grand Prix fight. It's like an iconic fight.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw that fight, and I was just like, "Yo, this is insane." I was like, "I need to part of this." So literally, I called him right up. I'm like, "I don't know what you showed me, but I need this in my life." And he was like, "Oh, that's called MMA." He's explaining it to me or whatever. I was like, "I don't know. I keep hearing him say Muay Thai. I don't know." He's like, "All right, I'll introduce you to something." So the next day, he introduced me to a gym that was right around the corner from my house that I didn't even know even existed. And it was called Boston Muay Thai Academy. And then from there, I walked in there that first day, had my first trial class, and I was smoked, but I was like, I need more of this. And I didn't shy away from it. Like I kept going back. I wanted to go back. And that's exactly what I did. I just kept going back to it. And the rest is history. It's on here today.
Dude, that is awesome.
Yeah.
That's honestly like probably the best way to get into it. It's almost like the Karate Kid kind of style.
Yeah.
But probably not, because I don't remember watching that movie, so I can't tell you how that movie even starts. But the whole thing, like you're just being taught, like it's just random. Like you just walked into it, and like you never thought about fighting before. Like you never wrestled in high school. Did you play football or anything, or no sports?
The only sport I ran. So my high school, Tech Boston Academy, they didn't have a like gym class.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have gym. So the only way you could get credit for physical education was by playing for a team of some sort in the school. It was weird because we didn't have any gym. So like, all right. So I'm like, I need to get this credit to graduate. So only thing I was able to do was run track. So I did the high jump for track for 2.5 seasons.
Mm.
And that was it. But other than that, I never did any sort of other sport.
Wow. That's crazy. Because like me growing up, like I was doing wrestling.
You want to count skating? I skated a lot. I would skateboard like crazy with my friends.
Oh, like skateboard? Yeah. Well, that's still good. I mean, it's that also works your legs, your shins, your ankles. So maybe you don't got weak ankles now, especially with track and stuff. I've never liked track. I remember when I first tried it because I'm fast. Like I'm pretty quick, and I'm 5'10" on a good day, so we'll see how bumping into me sounds. All right, we'll do that. No, I'm just kidding. I'll make sure to hide the strawberry milk. But no, like I just wasn't ever good at that like long distance, because track's pretty long distance, right? Well, there's like different stuff you could do, but a lot of it was like long distance. At least over at my school, I went to Marysville, and I mean, I grew up doing like wrestling, and I grew up doing boxing, you know, ever since I was like 3 years old, 5 years old. So I got it. I mean, if someone wants to catch his hands, try me. But
I love it. I love it. I love it.
I got a little man syndrome, you know, like hey, try me.
Quick plug, real quick. Quick plug.
Yep. and but no, it's crazy. Like, I always thought I would get into it, right? Because I even trained at UFC gym and stuff like that. I mean, it's not like a big deal. They have the gyms everywhere. But when I was living in San Diego, I was training there, and I was training with some like legit guys, and they were like, dude, you're like so unorthodox. Like, we don't know where your punches are coming from. Like, you want to fight soon? And I couldn't afford it, but I couldn't tell them that, right? Because I wasn't like making like much money like at all. So I was more embarrassed. And I was like, oh, no, it's okay. I'll just train and stuff. But it's crazy that the opportunity that you had was off some tapes, you know, and just knowing like, yo, I smashed this 5'10" kid who weighs like the size, like some plastic bag probably. Well, like how much do you think he weighed though, by the way?
I don't know. I just
like a solid 180.
He was a jerk though.
Oh,
he was
yeah.
a punk. Yeah.
He had it
like,
coming.
He deserved it. Yeah.
Has he talked to you since?
Last time I saw him was, I'll say about like 7 to 8 years ago.
Oh man, so he's probably watching.
Yeah,
he's probably cheering right now. He's like, yeah, take that loss, dude.
It was like weird because where I was sitting there, I was at a he was a server at a restaurant when I was with my wife. Me and my wife was eating some food, whatever. And he comes by, and I'm like trying to tell her, she's so odd, she's so clueless. She's like, huh? What? I'm like, yo, you know that kid that dude I knocked out in high school? Like, yeah. I'm like, that's him. And she's like, who? What? I'm like, forget
like
it,
really
man.
loud.
Yeah, like she's like, who? Him? Like,
you're like, hey, don't look.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, oh gosh, forget it. Never mind.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was the last time I seen him, and
Mm-hmm.
haven't heard or seen anything from him.
I mean, he must be getting some attention for people who do know him still, and you. They're probably like, dude, did you know that because your dumbass wanted to fight him, he's now in the UFC.
Dude, and the crazy thing, like, so
I mean, all respect to him too. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's no bad blood, and he's probably a great guy, and he learned his lesson. Just putting that out there, speaking positivity, you know.
Get it out there.
Yep.
But so like in our school, there was no fights. Never any fights. So that was like the hot topic for like the remainder of my school year. Like,
wow.
The remainder of the time I was there until I graduated.
Wow.
People still talk about that to this day because there's no fights at the school. And that was like
that's crazy
thing that happened. Yeah.
Wow.
It was crazy.
I ran into a couple big guys. I never wanted to fight, but I just tell them like, probably beat me up. So I'm smart when it comes to that kind of stuff too.
You gotta be.
I mean, why am I gonna fight a guy that's like, you know, bigger than me, wider than me, and clearly can probably beat me up? I mean, it's just a waste of my time. You know, unless you're paying me some good money, I'll put up a fight. But if you're not paying me some good money, I'm laying on the floor. You know, I'm in a fetal position. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. But all right, well, so then when you got into fighting, what was your first pro MMA fight? Because so of course you trained, you watched the stuff. Did you get into, you know, a gym that you got a couple amateur fights, then you got to pro, or what?
Yeah. So so first I was at Boston Muay Thai, and then I ended up changing gyms to another gym that was more MMA based because I wanted to fight MMA, not just Muay Thai. Right. And I had a couple of smokers at that fight. Smokers are like kind of like hard sparring, if you will.
Oh, like they're just there to hurt you. They're not really there to train.
It's
like they go a little bit too hard.
Yeah, they go hard. They try to knock each other out, but it's just like it doesn't count to anything.
Right.
It's like it's before amateurs. Typically, people do smokers, and it'll be like guy from your gym and a guy from my gym will fight each other, and Like,
Oh,
it's like a glorified hard sparring is the best way to put it. But
oh, okay.
it gets you used to the feeling of when you're actually gonna
The
fight.
pressure.
Yeah, because
You're right.
most of them go through like a real little fight camp. They'll go through
Yeah.
the little fight camp. They'll put in all the work that they need to put in because they want to win, of course.
Hmm.
But it doesn't count towards anything. But it's just good to see if like like for the coaches and the coaches and
Hmm.
stuff to see that you essentially if you're actually worth their time.
Right.
See if you actually want to fight. You actually are a fighter and you're actually tough to fight. Because some people are like, yeah, I'm a fighter. Then when it's time to fight, they're like this, like deers in a headlight, or they just like, no.
They're doing like these,
yeah, yeah.
going crazy.
So it's a good test. It's a good test for people.
Yeah. But you went the other route and wanted to actually train and prepare
yeah,
for
I
those
wanted.
moments because
Yep.
I'm sure you have hard sparring sessions still, but you didn't want to like get hurt in that. And then all of a sudden now you're out a few weeks or a few days and you got to like regroup. And plus stuff like that can hurt you. I mean, you can get knocked out one day and have it actually like affect your future performances. So you just probably didn't want to take that route because I mean, nobody should. That's kind of like, unless you're some guy from like New Jersey and you're like 5'5" or some shit.
So I did a couple of smokers and then I made my amateur MMA debut when I was like 21, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 21. And it was quick. I knocked the kid out in 17 seconds. Very
Oh
fast.
shit.
Yeah.
Is that on the internet at all? Is that on
I don't
YouTube or
know.
what?
I don't know. Maybe, I have no clue.
I'm gonna look for this as
It
you
was
talk.
for it was for Cage Titans. But yeah,
Okay, Cage Titans. All right.
I knocked him out in the first round. And then same thing, kind of it was like 3 weeks later, I ended up fighting another kid. I TKO'd that kid too. And then
Was it Mark Glover?
no, Mark Glover was my last amateur fight.
Oh,
Shout out to Mark Glover. He's a good dude.
yeah, definitely. Sorry, you can continue. I'm just trying to find.
No,
this.
you're good. You're good. The 17-second knockout was Stephen Kimball, I think his last name was. He's
Okay.
another good dude. Yeah. We I fought him, and then I fought two guys back to back, and then I had a third fight for another organization called CFX.
Back to back, is that like week after week? Like the next week?
No. It wasn't the next week. It was like a couple of weeks later. But it was a last minute fill-in as well. The original person he was supposed to fight got injured or wasn't able to be medically cleared. So I stepped it up and took the fight.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, I can't find it. Maybe someone didn't record it, or maybe it's just hard to find on YouTube because of the algorithm. But I see a lot of different fights that you've had, through. There's like people with what else? Dan Burke.
That was
7 years ago.
My title defense. Yeah.
Dang, man. And you don't cut weight as much as a light heavyweight, do you?
Yeah.
Is there like a huge weight cut? Is that like a huge weight cut? Like that's like significant?
I'm cutting
like in 20. Amateur?
For amateurs? No.
Yeah.
I personally don't think amateurs should cut so much weight, if any weight at all, in my personal opinion. Because you're amateurs. You're not getting paid for shit. Like you just it's literally you're just going to perform so that you can have performance experience. Other than that, I don't think you should be going that hard. So like I think most of them fights should be like catch weights, honestly. Just have the kids catch up, like meet up, because kids don't know what they're doing. Like you don't know how to cut weight properly. So
because you could hurt yourself with just cutting weight too.
Absolutely.
I mean, I tried cutting weight once when I did a competition, and it was bad, dude. Like if I would have continued, I probably would have like passed out on stage, So it's crazy. But so then Contender Series happened. What did that happen after like a certain amateur fight that you had, a pro fight, or
So
how?
I went on this crazy tear as a pro. I was like 4 fight win streak or something like that, four or
Mm-hmm.
five fight win streak, and I fought the last kid I fought for CES was this kid Alec Hubin,
Mm-hmm.
really good dude. He's actually really good friends with Mickey Gall. Shout out to
Mm-hmm.
Mickey Gall too. Mickey Gall's a good
Yep.
dude. Um, and I fought him, and I didn't know that fight was the all or nothing fight. That if I beat him, I would get on the contender series. I didn't know that, but
Oh wow.
we both were both hot prospects at the time. He talked a mountain of trash online and stuff to get me
Mm.
to fight him, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, run it. We're gonna fight.
Yeah.
So I fought him. I beat him up. I beat him up bad, and then
How many rounds?
we went. I think it was the first round.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was the
First or
first
second,
round.
whatever works.
Yeah, I think it was like mid to end of the first round. But
Yeah.
it was a banger. Yeah, it was a bang. He brought it too. But
Yeah.
I end up TKOing him and
Mm-hmm.
getting him out of there. And then I after I did that, we were like, oh, everybody was good. Everybody was happy. Like a week or two later passed by, and then that's when they started talking about this contender series. People, all the word was about this contender series, and everybody, what the hell is this? And they started talking about what guys were going to be on it and things of that nature. And I didn't think nothing of it. I'm like, I'm not sweating it. And
Mm-hmm.
Joe Lozon, my coach, he's like,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to pick you up. They're going to come looking for you. So I said, okay, whatever. When they come, they do. If they don't, they don't. It's whatever. So I continued doing my thing, training and stuff. Next thing you know, I got a phone call from my manager. He's like, yo, you are on the contender series. And I was just floored. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh man, dude. I was like hanging out with the family or something. It's like doing something like that. And literally my boxer coach was like, I better see your ass at the gym on Monday. I'm like, all right. So Monday we hopped right to it. Got into another camp for the contender series. Yeah, I was supposed to be on week 1 of season 1. I was supposed to fight Daniel Spawn.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went out to Vegas to do my medicals, so they flew you out to Vegas, they had you do all your medicals there, and then once you did all your medicals and stuff, they would fly you back home. They'll do all your broadcasts and stuff, you film for
Mm-hmm.
the commercials, and they'll fly you back home. So they did that, and I'm like, all right, cool. And when I got home, the doctors from Vegas called me, and they were like, we have some bad news. I'm like, what's up? They're like, we're gonna have to pull you from the fight. I was like, what? So they pulled me from that fight, and they found out that I had a blood disorder.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I got some rare blood disorder like my mom. It's like something like it was some. It's like when you're white and red blood cells, like they don't work together. Like they work against each other. They start essentially fighting against each other.
Oh weird.
Yeah, so they're like, yeah, your templates are really low. We can't risk it. We can't risk you fighting, getting cut or whatever, and not being able to clot up. So they didn't want to put me in that position. Period. So they pulled me from the fight.
Uh-huh.
So you know me, my emotions are going up and down. I'm like going through all of this stuff, and next thing you know, um, they were saying the UFC was saying they're like, stay ready though because things could change, but we still want you to go to the to a blood specialist to see your blood, see what's happened. And the doctor cleared me. He's like, he's fine. Like, yeah, I think it was just a scare, but he's good right now. So let it go.
That's good.
So I'm sitting there twiddling my thumbs, going through it. The next thing you know, I get a phone call. And that was like, we need somebody for week 5. You want to fill in? I was like, run it. So
Yep.
week 5, I fought Jamil Jones. And the rest was history.
Dude, he was a big dude too.
It was crazy.
He was a big dude.
So,
I mean, you're
yeah.
big, but he was a big dude. Like he looked like, he looks like he eats hash browns in the morning. Like
Yeah.
this guy was solid. I mean, you're
For real.
solid. I'm just saying, like, it's very Hold on, let me switch this back. There we go. It's very rare that you sometimes see like almost like as like an equal matchup with a lot of these people because some people look a little bit more fit and some people are more like Ben Askren, right? So I mean, no hate. I'm just saying that's just how their body types are, and that's completely fine. But yeah, that fight was that a first rounder? That was a first rounder.
Yeah.
I watched that this morning. I was doing a little more research because I don't like to do a whole bunch of stuff because I like to like hear it from you and whatever we want to talk about be organic and to the conversation. But seeing that like that knee, I think I was telling you before we hit record, but I was like, dude, you did that before Jorge did.
Yeah,
like that. Well, I mean, it's a flying knee, right? It's a move that's been around for quite some time.
Yeah,
but the style of it was just so like it's timed perfectly. It's almost like you knew he was gonna go down, and you're like, and you knew you were gonna hit that knee. So it was just the fight IQ with just that specific one was just amazing. I mean, same thing with Jorge. I mean, the way that he just went out, that was just like the one hit besides the following two, but it was crazy. Like I've never seen. Okay, I have seen, but I haven't seen something like that because that's a hard hit. Like he was pretty much done at that point.
Yeah.
But then he had to lay a couple more too. But hey, you gotta make sure no refs stop it. All right. Which leads us to this point, and we'll go through it fast because I'm sure at this point it's annoying. And I don't want to annoy you because I don't want to get beat up.
Nah, you good.
But I don't know. Like, I think I mentioned to you, I'm going to be laughing a lot because like, it's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. And, but going through this fight, I mean, this guy gassed out after like 2 minutes, I think, or 3 minutes. And I saw that and I was like, dude, this guy's turning red as his hair right now. This is crazy. And I was so confused. I was like, is he in shape? And no disrespect. I mean, he's probably such a great guy, and I have no hate.
He's from your neck of the woods too. He's from out there.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want him. I'm just kidding. He's from Vancouver. That's like almost like Oregon, and you know how Oregon people are. They're a little weird. Anyways, they're sitting there like eating mushrooms in the forest or something. I'm just kidding. Respect to Oregon. What is it I was gonna say? Anyways, I saw that he was gassing out, and I saw that you were hitting him with some crazy elbows that you've actually hit, I believe, also in a fight. I forget what fight it was, but I remember you held the guy and you hit him with one. He was out, and you hit him again, and he fell down. Who was that?
That was the Prachnell fight. That was 4 weeks ago.
That was 4 weeks ago?
Yeah, I took two fights like back to back.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think that's what I remember. I think I remember seeing that too. Because I always watch every single week. I'll watch the Dana White Contender Series.
And then the fights on Saturday.
And then I'll watch the fights on Saturday. It keeps my time busy, dude. All I do is sit here in my damn house all day. I don't know what to do with my life.
So like when we're quarantined, so we come in, so we fly in on Monday, and then we got to quarantine till Tuesday morning, and then all of Tuesday we have to quarantine. So as soon as we get tested, like that's the first thing all the fighters do is like, yo, when's the Contender Series start? Because they don't want to watch it. Like,
what is that? 3 p.m. right? 3 p.m.
Yeah,
I think they start.
It's like yeah,
dude, I love it. So that's interesting. So, anyways, seeing that, so let's get back to this guy, older guy. Sorry, he is gassing out, but I don't think he's fought for a while. So maybe that could have been it. Some like ring rust. I have no idea. I do know that beforehand, I think Michael Bisping, I think I heard him say something like that. Oh yeah, he was like, a pretty good top dog back then, blah, blah, blah. Like on the Tough series or something like that. I forget. Anyways.
He was runner-up for Tough Season 3.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. I don't know. I didn't do too much research on that, but I saw he was gassing out. I saw you were hitting him with some really, really good shots, stuff that should have put him out, but like his brain cells just wanted to keep working. And I was confused on that. And was it I can't remember. Was it the first round or second round where the knee came in? Was that the second?
Second round.
Second round. Because the first round you had him pretty good too.
I wobbled him with an elbow.
Yeah.
It was like in a clinch, and then I just slipped the elbow. Boom. And he went back.
Yeah. But with that second round, we'll get straight to that point. When you hit it, I didn't see it. I didn't see anything. I didn't see a single. Maybe your toe might have slipped downwards, but if anything, a lot of people see that as like a pleasure stroke or something, but nothing really hit it. You know what I mean? And the thing that frustrated me the most was him admitting it at the very end. Did you watch that? He admitted, he goes, I don't know if I got hit in the area or in my stomach. I don't know. But when the ref called it, I mean, you probably seen this. You probably watch the footage, and people probably say this and that. But I'm just telling you my input. Then I want to hear yours too.
Yeah.
Because this is what was going through my mind, and I don't get angry too often. But when I do, like, watch out. Just kidding. Anyways, he was saying in the post. Or no, my bad. Let me back up to when he got kneed in the nuts, right? And he went down, and he was pretty much TK'd up. If you would hit him one or two more times, it should have been done because because I don't know if the ref knew that or if whatever. When you hit someone there and you hit them really good, they're gonna collapse. Your body will shut down for that second or the 5 seconds. That's what happens when you do that. Even I know that, right? And when I saw that, and I think he was holding his stomach at first, and he went down, and then the ref goes, time. And you hear the classic time. What? And then it's funny because you could hear everything inside the ring. And then he yelled like nut shot or something like that. This dude moves his hand down like, oh yeah, nut shot. I'm not hurt. You know what I mean? And then he's certain they're walking around like, ow, ow, like holding his thing. And then at the very end, he says, I don't know if I got hit there or not. You're holding it. You should know if you got hit. I mean, you could probably trick people in Oregon who are on stuff. You can't trick people on the internet, on UFC. Anyways, when that happened, he had 5 minutes. He was out, right? He was out. Even if you did hit him, he wanted the maximum amount of time because he knew if I go another 30 seconds with this guy, I'm too gassed to even block a punch. So when it gets to the third round, like I said, respect to him because if this was a normal fight and that didn't happen, respect. He got the better on the ground. Good for him. I praise him for that. Good job. But it's not how it went. So when you're going to third, like when you're in your corner, because I don't think we heard the corner stuff. What was going through your mind after that?
Well, I always just try to listen to what my corner said. So I just stopped caring about whatever. Listen to what they said. And they wanted me to continue attacking the body. And they're like, stuff the takedowns, whatever takedowns they are. And they was like, be aggressive, like put it on him. So I said, okay. All right, yeah, I got you. And so I just went out there. I did that. I remember he like tried to go for like a single leg or something like that. And I was like on a fence. And I remember elbowing him in the head.
Yeah.
Hitting him in the body. And he kept like it was weird. He was like, he had a tight lock on my leg still. And he would go limp and then wake up and then go limp and then go wake up.
Really?
Like, you can like feel the tension. Like when you're fighting someone, you hit somebody, you could feel when they're tense and then when they drop. Like that's when you know a knockout happened or something, or you hurt them because they get so soft. It goes from like a marble to like downy really quick. Like,
oh wow,
yeah, it's like he's like hard and rigid, then he gets hit, and then he's like,
oh damn.
So like he's holding on to my leg, and I feel him, and I'm hitting him, but I'm like, the thing about dealing with fights is like you don't want to wake the guy up after you knock him out. So I'm like I'm hitting him. And then you hear the ref saying, defend yourself, Herman. Like, defend yourself.
Yeah.
He's sitting there. Then I hit him in the body because I knew his body was hurting him.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get cleaner shots in the elbow. And I was just, just switching it up, like just getting him guessing and stuff. And so, but nothing. He didn't. So I was just like, you know what? Just keep going, pressing on him. And then that's the only reason why I went down on the ground with him, because I was just putting pressure on him to finish him. I
Right.
was trying to get him out of there. And then like crafty vet, he caught me in the Kimura.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
That was a deep one too. I mean,
Yeah.
do you stretch or something? Like you're pretty flexible. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
you're almost like one of those guys. You see those guys who do that dance and like they bring their arms behind their back and stuff.
Yeah.
You should get to know some of those guys because I feel like they could really help you stretch out. So if that happens again, you're like, I could go further, and then all of a sudden you're hitting elbows with your arm backwards and stuff.
Dude.
What do you think you learned from that though? Like, do you think it was something that you could have avoided? Like, do you think maybe you were so in the moment, like, I'm gonna put this guy out because he's faking shit right now, or do you think that it's just his veteranness, whatever it's called, being because he's a jujitsu, isn't he? Yeah. So do you think it's because you just went into his world right there instead of maybe getting back on the feet? Or
I got overzealous. Like because I'm like, oh, I want to finish him. So I was like, yeah, fuck it. Like he's out on his feet. Like he's all beat up. So I'm like, yeah, let me just take him out. And the next thing you know, I got finished trying to take him out. But it's the name of the game when you're
for sure
a finisher,
Yeah, I did. It probably, it's. I feel like I said, I don't know. I'm not a fighter, so I can't put it, in that fighter perspective. But if I could, the best I can, it would be like, it's almost like it's not pride, but it's like, this is how, like when you call it in your head, like this is how I'm going to knock him out. I'm going to finish the fight. You're going to continue doing whatever it takes. And I mean, it just happens. I mean, I'm just happy enough that it wasn't, a true like loss in some sense, but also it is because, the way it was. But if the things prior to second round didn't happen, then of course, hats off to the guy. But just because things did happen like how it did in the second round, and even when you hit him again with the same shot and he still acted the same way, and that's when you did the elbows, I believe, it just, it just sucks.
I think I also dropped him in the end of the second with a body shot. That was the side right in front of Dana. I dropped him. I remember that.
Yeah, I think that was the end of second then, not the third, but I forget. But anyways, I'm just glad that, I haven't told you this like before, like you were such a good sport about it because, I mean, to be honest, if you look at the longevity of the stuff, I mean, I don't see him going to be a lightweight champion. All respect to him, but the longevity of your career, like you're just getting started. You're what, 29, 31 years old. Dude, you're so freaking young still. And he's like what, 39, 48,
40, he's 39,
48. He's not 48. Anyways, now he probably didn't take as good care of his body as probably, most people should. I kind of tell he's really, really gassing me compared to like a Yoel Romero, at 40, what, 2-3 now.
I mean, yeah,
dude's crazy. Anyways, you're just such a good sport about it, and I think that's why a lot of people became new fans of you, including myself. Is I even told you this before we hit record, was the amount of I guess you could say patience and like respect that you have and stuff. That's what makes you like the better fighter no matter what. And that's why I'm also glad that Dana gave you the winner's purse too, so I mean that itself just shows like it's a number on the record. I don't know, I think I heard something about maybe it being a no contest potentially.
So as soon as I was done fighting, I go to the doc's office. I'm sitting in the doc's office. Doctor's looking at my arm. He's asking me a bunch of questions, and I'm like, yeah, I'm fine or whatever. And then I looked up, like right in front of me, Dana White was there, and he was like as red as my chair, dude. He was furious.
The classic face.
Most disgusting stuff I've ever seen. He's like, that dude should be embarrassed. He's like, and Herman faking a nut shot, he should be embarrassed, like,
Yeah.
And he's like, you won that fight in the second round. You won that fight. That fight was all yours, and he took it from you, and blah, blah, blah. And he just was pretty much what everybody, the rest of the world saying. And what he said in that interview. And then, like, So as soon as you come out the office, you bang the right. It's the hallway. Then you go to the left to go into the Apex room, and then there's the doorway. So I get to the doorway. The walk is about a minute. I get to the end of that walk, and I got a text message from my manager, from my coaches, and Joe and Mays was both behind me. They're like, "Yo, Dan said he's still paying you win money," and I was like, "Oh snap, cool, all right, work."
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's just awesome because considering that you have a family, you know what I mean? So, and that you've worked so hard and that, you kind of got, what's the word? Gypped or whatever they say, like chipped or you got gypped, whatever. Chipped, Tostitos, who knows, man? You got Dorito chipped, all right? But the thing is, it just kind of, it's just good spirit because you don't go into your next fight with ill will. You go into your next fight knowing like you won the fight, second round TKO, and you had nothing to change besides maybe just probably like if this dude's like a jiu-jitsu master, maybe don't get on top of him because this dude's gonna pull out something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's the whole point of fighting. People learn something every day. Like you probably never fought someone like him before. So now that you have, you're like, okay, now I know what to look for or do better next time. So, hats off to you, respect to you for just, getting what you got done. And I think it's awesome. But have you thought about the next fight? Are you trying to turn back around and do something else? Because I know sometimes after fights you need to like take like medical leave or suspension or for like 2 weeks to a month maybe or something, but or whatever it's called. Are you trying to fight soon?
So I want to get some MRIs done on my shin, my ankle, my shoulder, my elbow, things of that nature. From fighting, and from fighting that fight, and because I hit him with a lot of things, and like I was cracking him, and like in a fight, like even though you're hitting somebody, like you still feel the impact yourself,
right?
So I'm like, ugh. But I'm gonna get all that shit checked out, and I should be good. But I do want to fight like late December, like after Christmas.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Maybe like January, early January.
That'd be good. That's probably good enough time too for you,
Yeah.
If you were offered a fight prior and you think you could probably take the guy, would you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's just Christmas bonus. You know what I mean? I'm just thinking about the money part. But then again, legacy, of course, you want to make sure, you just keep knocking heads and stuff. But that's awesome, dude. I just love the mindset. And that's why with this, like the whole point of me, having this, I guess it's called like a video podcast with you is because my goal is to like interview people or to speak with people that, have been through unique individuals who have been through different obstacles, because I feel like stuff like this helps that younger fighter, helps that kid in school, excuse me, helps that kid in school who is maybe getting into too much trouble thinking he's a badass, but really he could be out there making money doing something like this. It's not going to be overnight, but it could take, 3 to 5 years to become a pro. But stuff like that is why I love talking to people like you, So is there any like message you have for like people who may be in that situation? I mean, if you don't, no worries. I probably throw it from there, but if there's that kid who hits people with milk cartons, that kid out there, just trouble, because a lot of people also don't have a budget for it too. So like maybe they have to find something else or find a sponsor or just address their situation. But do you have any word for kids like that?
So in terms of that, so I grew up single parent. Like, it was just my mom with 3 boys, me, my 2 brothers, and my mom's just broke. She ain't got no money. So, I had to like hustle to get shit to get what I wanted. I wanted to be a fighter. I wanted to train at the gym. I got a little shitty job being a cashier in the heart of the hood at a Burger King.
Nice.
Shit, I got shot at the Burger King.
Really?
Imagine that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Some dude, I don't know what happened. Something happened in drive-through, and it was like some drama or something.
Bro, they put pickles on his burger when he said no pickle.
Dude, for real. He came in, and he was started spazzing, and I was trying to help him, and he was like, "Yo, what's?" And I was like, "Yo, what's good? Like, you don't got to be so hostile." So, man, shut the fuck up, and pulled it out. I was like, "Oh!" I just ducked and bow, 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 shooting. And I'm like, "Oh man, I don't
No
know."
one got hurt though, right?
Nah, nobody. He didn't hit. No, he can't shoot for shit. But nobody got hurt. Everybody was good. The shit was just wild. This is
Right.
like 05,
Oh
6,
wow.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, you just gotta find what you love and let that shit kill you. That's just what it is. Like
Yeah.
I found a love for this sport. I found the love that I wanted, something I wanted. I could have done the easy route, what other people did, go to school, get a degree, da da da. But I felt like for me personally, it wasn't what I wanted to do. It didn't resonate with me. Don't get me wrong, I love school and I always want to be a teacher. I like teaching. I
Mm-hmm.
teach people things, so I do want to teach at some point. But yeah, I just it wasn't. I needed to be authentic to myself, and I
Right.
know that me forced myself to being in school, sitting in these classes, doing homework, shit like that. Like I knew it wasn't the authentic me. Like you
Mm-hmm.
know, I like to interact with people. I like to be athletic. I like to work out. I like do all those things. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I found fighting, and I just pursued it. I fell in love with it, and I just pursued it. And I just stayed dedicated to it as much as possible. Did I have rough moments? Yeah, I did. Actually, in my early 20s, I was like running the streets, going to like college parties because I had a lot of friends who was in college. So I would go to
Mm-hmm.
like college parties, you know, chase skirts, do all them dumb things.
Oh yeah.
But at the end of the day, I had to rail it in, and I had to have that, you know, that talk with myself, that G talk. And it's like, what do you want to do? Do you want to be at basement parties and hanging out at keggers and stuff like that? Or do you want to possibly get a world championship? Because I'll see guys that was the same age as me fighting in the UFC, and I'm like, huh, what am I doing wrong? And it's like, well, you're choosing the wrong thing. You decide to go hang out in a basement party, then go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I was like, you know what, I got to get this together. So I had to dial it up. I had to dial it in and started training, started grinding, and that's how I got to where I was at. So I tell all those kids, oh, that's my son right
No worries.
there. I tell all those kids, like, you know, I tell them all the time, like, dude, trust, believe in yourself, right? That's the one thing. You got to believe in yourself in the sport because there's going to be people who do not believe in you at all. And you got to not prove to them, prove to yourself that you belong, that you need to do this. Two, cover your ears real quick. Fuck fear. You cannot be fearful. Fear is the root of all evil, in my personal opinion.
Earmuffs, baby. Earmuffs.
So, fear, you can't be fearful, man. Like, go out there and crush it. If somebody make a fool, like you get made fun of, whatever. You get knocked out, get submitted, whatever. It's the name of the game. It's gonna happen. Somebody is gonna get knocked out or submitted or lose. It's the name of the game. So if you come to terms with those things,
Mm-hmm.
like you'll be totally fine. And the number one golden rule that a lot of people, I feel like a lot of athletes don't get a reminder of this frequently, is that no matter what the outcome is of anything that you're doing, people will still love you. You have people out there that will still love you regardless to what.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
that's
and I feel like a lot of athletes just don't get that recognition. Not even athletes, a lot of people don't get that reminder that regardless of what you do, people will still love you. People still love you. People still care about you, and people still help you.
for sure. And
Yeah.
just because, and I like that. And I think that's like probably one of the most powerful messages that you could even give too, because of course, when you believe in yourself, you tend to push further. Like, I'll like share some insight on me and then I'll probably get going because, people are probably wanting you right now. But I think that's the biggest part because people think when they lose, they're losers
Mm-hmm.
and that they're not relevant, and then they fear that they're not going to have this or this or this. It's like there's so many people out there who have lost a lot, and it's not about fights, it's about anything. I mean, I
Yeah.
grew up similar single parent. My dad was a single parent taking care of me. We're moving every 3 to 6 months, living off whatever we can. There's days I didn't eat. There's days I didn't have a home.
Yep.
But I still knew that someone loved me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I still knew that my friends loved me. And I still lost every damn day. You know, when like growing up, I lost. But doesn't mean I'm a loser. It just means I have a better story to tell later on. It just means that pushing forward and staying focused. Because like originally I started off breakdancing. You know what I mean?
Nice.
I breakdanced from 2005 to about 2013 or 14. I forget. But dope. I mean, and I was good. I mean, I'm still good. I could still, do really good and compete probably, but I just don't want to. That's just not my lifestyle. And I'm more into like weightlifting stuff now. You can't tell, but I'm freaking jacked.
I can't tell. I am jacked.
Yeah. No, but it's been, quarantine, so it's not
I can dig it.
The steroids the steroids, supply's gone. I'm kidding. Yeah. But just to like close out that part of believing in yourself, I think people who are watching this or listening, don't try and have the overnight success. Don't think that people don't fail. Don't think that you can't do it because of a certain situation. I mean, everyone has a great example that you can relate yourself to. This hopefully is one of them. But just keep pushing forward. People still love you for who you are, as long as you love what you do. If you're not doing it for whatever bad reason, if you're doing it for the true dedication in your heart, then just keep pushing forward. But that ends it for that. And I just want to share some stuff too. Growing up, like how I mentioned, right? I think when you grow up in, if it's the hood or if it's me, I grew up in technically a hood, but it was all like these white kids that are just like got nothing else going on with their life. And then, but they were always causing trouble. I mean, smoking pot in the woods, starting little fires here and there, experience, with meth and heroin that end up dying. I had a lot of friends die of it.
Oh shit.
And what kept me out of the shit, right? I've smoked pot, you know what I mean? I've drank my alcohol, but that's about it, Yeah. But what really got me is staying busy. I feel like when you're staying busy with whatever it is, for me at the time it was breakdancing. Yeah. I breakdanced, and I'm doing that from 3 p.m. after school until about 9 o'clock at night. I am practicing. I'm maybe just doing the same damn move. I may be watching some videos. I'm, doing some push-ups. I'm doing whatever. And staying busy is one of the most important things that I think a lot of people need to start doing, because especially during quarantine, find yourself something to do. Like me, I have like this new like media business now, right? So like now this is like, it's not my source of income yet, but I've made some pretty good money by doing not necessarily this, but I control, like live stream events and stuff like that. But I stay busy because if I'm bored and there's nothing else to do and opportunity comes up for something, there's a chance that I might do it. Now I'm not, because I got a very strong will and strong mind, so I'm not going to do stupid stuff. Yeah. But if I didn't have that mentality in my head, I would. So have that mentality in your head and keep pushing forward and keep doing you. But thanks so much, man. I mean, I really appreciate this.
I like this. It's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a lot more chill than what you've done before. I have no idea. I try to keep it, relax, make a few jokes here and there. I actually did stand-up comedy in Los Angeles for about 2 months. Yeah, I wasn't funny. I did good though. I'm good at telling jokes, and I'm good at making people laugh. But yeah, man, it's a hard world out there.
You know what? You might be a writer. Writing might be a thing. You might not be able to deliver it, but you probably got good writing skills.
I actually do. I have great writing skills. That might be
a niche right there.
Hey, it probably will be, because I remember a long time ago in high school, I'll probably, hopefully hurry up with this, but in high school, like I said, I wasn't doing good. I was bored. I had nothing to commit to much anymore. I wasn't breakdancing as much. And it was towards the end of my breakdancing career, so I didn't really know what to do. And I sent myself to military school, right? So I was gone for 6 months doing high school at a military base. And I remember, what is it? I was bored there too. And I ended up doing push-ups. And I tell the story all the time because I love telling it. But I dedicated myself to doing push-ups and doing the max amount of push-ups.
Oh, really?
Got 210, and I still hold the record.
Holy shit! You got me beat.
Yeah, come at me with a milk cart and see what happens, boy. Just kidding. But no, anyways, I just want to thank you so much for your time and stuff. This was fun. It was so good to talk and chat. And who knows, maybe we'll game sometime. We'll both suck at Warzone together. Who knows? I mean, duos on that can really go hard, you know.
Yeah.
But I'll let you get to your family and stuff like that. I really appreciate the time today, and hopefully we'll connect again soon. And I mean, good luck and stuff for your next fights, and for sure. Hopefully you get that PS5, man. If there's anyone watching this that has a PS5, I don't care what kind, it's disc or discless, who cares? If you got a PS5, even if you got to sell it for an extra $100, hit me up or hit up Mike, you know, so we can get that PS5, because, you know, it's for the kids. All right, it's for the kids.
Man.
I think he said he was trying to sell one of his kids for one or something. Is that what you said?
You don't want a kid for a PS5. Noah got it.
At first, I thought it was a spell check or something, but now that you said it, he's trying to give it to his kid, guys. So, cancel culture, come out here. No, I'm just kidding. He would never do that.
No. Oh no!
Yeah, he would never do that. That's COVID. No one wants your kid right now.
Nah. Everybody's like, nah.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. Really appreciate it, and we'll talk to you soon, man.